All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hello, Joshua.
Hello, Karlyn.
I don't know why I just said that so accusatory, but I feel like it merited an accusatory hello for some reason.
I merited an accusatory hello?
I mean, you're usually up to something. I don't know.
What could I possibly do wrong? I'm the most ethical person that you know. The most grounded, the most practical, the most ethical.
And the hottest, apparently, if we listen to some of the men that watch
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get.
Oh, I just knocked my table. All right. So, Joshua, what do you know about Google?
Google. What about it?
Google is made headlines this week because they are allegedly rolling back some of their diversity and inclusion programs. And it was this big stink made by this reporter on from NBC, but she wrote this article about how they're drastically rolling back these diversity and inclusion programs. Joshua, 10 members of Congress sent a letter to Google saying, why are you rolling back these diversity and inclusion programs? Now, here's why I have an issue with this. These programs are absolute bullshit. Like, Google is spending probably millions and 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 millions of dollars a year on these damn programs. They don't actually do anything to make the company more successful. So let me ask you this. When you work with people,
I do.
right? You have coworkers in real life. Do you choose whether or not you trust someone based on the color of their skin?
No.
Do you choose whether or not you trust someone based on their gender?
No.
Do you choose whether or not you trust someone based on the country in which they were born or the part of the world they are from?
No.
Why do you choose to trust someone? What's the criteria?
I think it's just typically a feeling that I get, but I think that you have to just get a sense of, I think, energy, really.
I don't know. You are a white man, so I don't know if I can trust you.
A privileged,
educated, able-bodied, presumably white
Capital
man.
W.
Capital W. And so this is the thing. This is why, like, I fucking hate these programs because, like, companies waste so much money on them. And like in this letter, the congressman said they were basically like, Google is a culture that people should follow. No, Google is not a culture people should follow. Have you ever met anyone that worked at Google?
Yes.
Did they like working at Google?
No.
I have never met a person that worked at Google that liked working at Google either. You want to know why?
Why?
Because Google has a shitty culture. They treat their employees really, really bad, and they're so stressed out. And
it's very chaotic.
Yeah. Well, why do you say that? Tell me more.
All I know is that I only know one person who works with Google, and from what I've heard, it's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of it's just very much it's very competitive culture. In which I think that the way I gathered that there are too many people that are responsible for the same thing. So it's almost like, how can I do my job if I get 6 other people that are also supposed to do the same job I am? So it's like, I think that the corporate makeup is that they don't trust one person to do a one-person job.
No, I absolutely agree. And it's like these little competitive fiefdoms that are constantly competing to do basically the same thing, and they're not communicating with each other. And I'll tell you, like, I've worked with companies who are like partners of Google for various different things. And this is universally true, is Google not only treats their employees badly, they have these little internal feuds, but that gets passed on to all the partners they work with. And these people are so stressed out and so broken. Like, of all the people that I've worked with and I've coached, the people that are hardest to fix are people that work with Google.
Wow.
Bar none. And it's not even like close. These people are stressed out all the damn time, like constantly. They lose sleep over this. It's very, very sad to watch. And even, I've had some emails lately with people that like left the companies they were working for precisely because it was so hard to work with Google. And it was like, part of them was like, they felt like they were, almost like breaking up with like a toxic lover. That was like the impression that I got from it. It was like, I'm glad it's over, but oh my God, it was, and they started like, it's just like the weirdest goddamn thing. But these diversity programs, they piss me off because Google is spending so much money on these programs and it has nothing to do with employee culture or success, but it makes everyone feel good.
And it looks good.
And it looks good. And it looks good.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting that they, they spend so much, excuse me, money on these programs, but, I mean, the issues, they're not fixing the root problems of the org. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, and they have no interest in fixing the root problems of the org because for them, this is a good comment, competitive doesn't sound like equality. Yeah, I mean, for them, the competition is not actually a bad thing. They see that as like, my perception anyway, they see it as actually a positive. I don't know.
Within the culture?
Yeah, because like they see it as like getting to a better like end result, but it doesn't though, because the best end result comes when you get a diverse group of perspectives together in terms of work style, in terms of approach, dare I say even diversity of thought. You get these different styles together and they balance each other out. So we talk about balance quite a bit just in terms of like human beings need to balance themselves out, but that's true of work cultures too. You need to have people of different points of view because like someone who is like a very dominant leader needs to be balanced out by someone who's in more of like a support or service role, or someone who's very detail oriented and like process oriented needs to be balanced out by someone who's more of like a people person and an influencer and a collaborator. All this stuff works together, and Google doesn't get that because all they look at is like skin color and gender. That's it.
Wow.
Crazy. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why they waste this much money on nonsense. All right. That's all I really had to say about that. I just wanted to complain because, you know, I'm in this weird place with my workplace stuff, and because like everything is on hold everywhere and I don't get to complain about it anymore. So I had to get it out of my system.
I hear you.